So now let's talk about opportunity cost. So in the previous example with the bus tickets and the burgers, we were looking at the budget constraint. And so what was happening was we had our numbers for the burgers and bus tickets. And if you were to put this on a graph, such as burgers and bus tickets, so if you're doing the graph here, remember that 0, that's where you start. So if you're doing 0 bus tickets, how many burgers were you doing? 5. So you would put a 5 right here, and that would be point A. What was the next point? The next point was 4 burgers. And then how many bus tickets was that? That should have been 4. We're going to do another point here because that's 3 burgers. And then all of a sudden you start doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And what's happening to bus tickets? 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. And this will show you the budget constraint. So this line right here is showing you the maximum amount of goods you can buy when your income is $10. And the price of a burger is $2 and the price of bus tickets are 50 cents. Because of all of those circumstances, this is your budget constraint. And then we talked about what is the cost of doing one more burger. So if I wanted to go from 3 to 4, right? If I wanted to go from C to B, okay, that is one more burger because I'm doing 3 to 4. So one more burger. But if I'm going C to B, that would mean I'm going from 8 to 4. So I am gaining a burger, but in order to do that, what did I have to give up? Because I'm buying more burgers, I'm buying less bus tickets, and I'm buying 4 less bus tickets. And that is the opportunity cost of choosing a burger. The opportunity cost is what you give up to attain what you desire. Basically, because you are choosing the burger, what did you give up in order to do that? Another way to think about it is the value of the next best alternative. What we mean by the next best alternative is that because you are trying to always choose something that's going to make you happier or maybe make you better, what we're assuming is because you're trying to make those choices on, let's say, make you happier, that would mean that the next best choice, right, is something else that you would choose. But again, you chose the burgers because they make you happier. So opportunity cost is what is that value of the next best alternative, the one that you didn't want to do, the one that was second best. How much is the value of that? That's what we're trying to do. So what we're going to do here when we're looking at the option between more burgers or much more bus tickets, you have to look at the opportunity cost. Because when you look at the opportunity cost, you're going to be able to determine the value of your choice. And you always choose the one where the value has more than the cost. That's just obvious, right? Why would you want to do something that's going to cost you more than what you're going to benefit? That doesn't really make sense. And the same thing applies here. You are always going to choose the one that gives you the most value. So basically, so we got plenty of examples here to kind of illustrate the opportunity cost to help you understand what's going on here. This first one here, what is the opportunity cost of sleeping through lectures? So let's go through this. So sleeping. There is some benefit to there, obviously. I love sleeping, right? But if I do choose to sleep, so this is my choice. And because of my choice, I'm having to give up going to lectures. Notice what's happening here. I'm using what am I giving up in order to sleep. And it could be the lectures, it could be family time, it could be friends time, it could be work. But the main thing is that you are giving up something in order to sleep. So what is the opportunity cost of sleeping through a lecture? So basically, what would be the benefit of going to the lecture? Well, the lecture could help you better your grade. So if you choose to sleep, you are not going to get a better grade. It's sometimes as simple as that. Maybe it's an extra 10 points on exam. So because you chose to sleep, then you had to give up the extra 10 points on the exam. So that's where it comes into play with any really decision that you're making. So if you're wondering, okay, should I sleep right now? You have to look at what you're giving up. And if you're determining, hey, the cost is greater than the benefit that I'm going to get, like if I were to go to class and I'm going to benefit by 10 points, I really need those 10 points. I have to get up and go, right? Because then, guess what? If I go to a lecture, is there an opportunity cost? Yes, the opportunity cost is the benefits that you would get from sleeping, whatever that might be. Okay, but that's the point of the choices, is that whatever you do, so lecture or sleeping, there is always an opportunity cost. The main thing is, what are you giving up? Which leads me to my next point, which is, would you pay someone to wait in line for you? Let me set up this situation. So if we are waiting in line for a burger, so here is the burger stand, and you have all of these people here, and you are in the back, and you're looking, and you're like, you know what, it's gonna be 30 minutes of wait time. But you are a very important person, and you don't have 30 minutes to wait around. So what you're going to do is you are going to step out of line to make a sale. Maybe you sell t-shirts, maybe you sell shoes, right? So you make a sale. But the problem is that the persons that are behind you, right, they could go up. But you don't want that. You don't want to lose your spot in line. So, because you want to make the call, the sales call, but you can't be in line, would you pay someone to wait for you? That's the tricky part, because my initial reaction is like, no, right? I'm not going to pay anybody anything. But what if I said that you could make $100? Okay, you could make $100 sales call. What about this point? And if you're still thinking no, all right, you don't want to pay anybody to wait in line for you. What are you giving up by choosing to wait in line? Because you're waiting in line, you're not able to make the sale. So you are giving up how much? $100. And if you step out of line to make the call, but you don't pay somebody, right? Someone's going to come in line, and now you're waiting 30 minutes again. And what is the cost of that? You don't get your burger. And you're losing more time because you have to wait in line again. So, again, whatever choice you have, there is a cost. So, because of that, if we were to make the call, we make $100, but we paid someone to wait in line for us, we have some benefit there. Would you pay them $10? Yes, because you're making 100 and you only pay them 10, so you are making $90. Would you pay them $50? And you're probably thinking, that's a little high. And you'd be right. But let's go back to it. How much are you making? 100. How much does it cost you? 50. What is your benefit because of that? 50. So you got the benefit of $50 for paying somebody to wait in line for you. So it's better than zero. So that's good. So yes, we would pay someone $50 to wait in line for us. Now the question becomes, would you pay them $99? Again, this words get difficult. Do you pay them to wait in line for you? Go back, because it's the same question. What is your benefit? $100. And what's your cost? $99. Are you benefiting in this situation? Are you winning because you stepped out of line and you paid somebody? If you say no, it's $100 and $99. Yes, right? You get an extra dollar because you were paying somebody to wait in line for you. So that is how opportunity cost works, and that's how decisions are made. Because you are going to step out of line, you have a choice. Okay, you can pay someone, you cannot pay somebody, and the most you would pay them is going to be at least $99. So the most paid would be $99. If you are thinking, well, what if I paid them like $98? That way I have $2 for the burger. And that'd be right. Okay. But that's the thing about, that's another thing about opportunity cost, is that you will be buying the burger no matter what. So since you're going to be buying the burger no matter what, then would the burger be something that you're giving up? No. Right? Because either you step out of line, make the sales call, pay somebody to wait in line for you, right? No matter what you do, the end goal is to get the burger. So no matter what, you're always doing the burger, so you're never giving something up. So in that scenario, you could think, okay, well, I could make enough money to pay for the burger, but either way, right? The most you would pay someone to wait in line for you is $99 because you get that extra benefit of $1. And that's all you really need. You need those small wins to make a decision. It'd be nice to do the $2, but that's the main thing, is as long as you benefit, you would do it. Okay? Now, remember, opportunity cost is not the total cost of the decision. It is what you're giving up by making that decision. That's the key thing. So basically, if a question on the exam said, what is the opportunity cost of this? Well, what am I gaining? What am I giving up? The giving up part is the opportunity cost. So let's take a look at this. If you are choosing to go to college, is the cost of textbooks and tuition opportunity cost? And before you say yes, what's your decision? Decision is to go to college. So you are doing that. Are you having to spend money on textbooks and tuition because you go to college? Yes. So are you giving up the textbooks and tuition to go to college? No, because that's what you're paying for. But because you're in college, what are you not doing? You are not working. You are not with family all the time. You're not doing something else, right? Maybe because you're going to college and you're not working, you're giving up any income that you could earn by choosing to work. And that is the opportunity cost there. It's very easy to say, like, no, it's the textbooks and tuition because that's what you're giving up. No, it's not, because that's what you're paying to go to college, because that's your choice. But because you're over here, you're not working, you're giving up the money you could be earning from working. That is the tricky part of opportunity cost. It has nothing to do with the decision you make. It has to do what you're not doing. Such as the burger, right? You are doing the burger no matter what. It's what else you're doing. Yeah. Now, another example of this, just to really get you understanding this, is your boss decides the team needs a 2-day retreat to build team spirit. What is the opportunity cost of this decision? Is it the hotel rooms, the fee for the firm hosting the team building event, food, team sales, while at the trip, airplane tickets, or family time? What is the opportunity cost here? One of these, or there's a few answers here, okay, about what is the opportunity cost. So let's think about it. What is the choice? The choice is to go to the retreat. So how do we do this? What's the process? Well, if the cost of going on the retreat, right, that is the cost of the retreat. It is not something that you're giving up or losing by going to the trip. Okay, so basically, because you're doing the building the team spirit, any of the out-of-pocket monetary cost. So that's the key word there. So any out-of-pocket monetary cost. Out-of-pocket monetary cost. If you're wondering what monetary is, what does it look like? It looks like money. So basically, it's the cost of money. So, because it's the out-of-pocket, it may involve all of these things. So everything that you think is going to be an out-of-pocket money, right, monetary cost for the retreat, that is not opportunity cost. So hotel room, is that the cost of the retreat? Yes. The fee for the firm hosting the team building event? Yes, because that's what you're going there for. Food. Okay, this is a little bit tricky one, because you're like, well, we could eat there, we could eat here. All right, and I understand that. But in general, right, you need to pay money for food. So in a way, right, you're not giving something up here. Let's not make this too complicated, right? In general, right, you need to eat something every day. So whether you're at the retreat or you're at your house, right, you are going to be eating something every day. The next thing right here, right, where you're looking at $8 for lunch, or you can make it at home for $5, that's a little bit different because it's a little bit more specific. But in general, right, when we're talking about this question here with the retreat, we are going to consider lunch the cost of the retreat. How about the sales, the team sales while at the trip? Are you earning the sales while you're at the trip? No, because you're at the retreat, right? You're making the choice here. You're not making the sale. So because you're not making the sale, you are giving that up. So there it is, the team sales while at the trip. That is an opportunity cost there. Airline tickets, is that the cost of the retreat? Yes. What about family time? Nowhere on here does it mention that your family comes with you. So, because you do the retreat, are you giving up family time? Yes. So that's another opportunity cost there. Now you're wondering, how do we calculate family time? It's a little bit difficult, right? Because it's not really a monetary cost or benefit for family time. So it's a little bit difficult to kind of put a number to. We do have something that we're going to learn on later on in the year that might be something that you could use here, but definitely money is a little bit tricky in terms of family time. But everything in green is the cost of the retreat. Everything in purple is the opportunity cost. So that should give you a little bit of understanding about the difference between the two. So going back to the example about the $8 lunch or the $5 lunch. So here, right, let's do a little bit more specific. You have two choices. You can either buy lunch for $8 or you can make it for $5. What is the opportunity cost of buying lunch? Because you bought lunch, right? You are giving up how much? You're giving up the extra $3 here because of because either way, right? You are spending $5 for lunch. We know that. But because you're choosing to buy lunch, the extra, what you are giving up an extra for lunch is $3. So that's all about opportunity cost there, and that is how we look at it on a graph. We are going to be doing a little bit more into this, but as long as you understand, basically it is what you are giving up by making a decision. That's the main thing. For instance, if you had, three choices. Let's say you could study for an exam. You could go work at a coffee shop, or you could babysit. If you study for the exam, you still get 10 points. If you go to the coffee shop, you earn $10 an hour. And if you babysit, you get 15. If you study, okay, if you study for the exam, what is the opportunity cost here? Because you're choosing to study, what are you giving up? The answer is not 10 and it's not 25. The answer is 15. And if you're wondering why is it not 10, why is it not 25, let's go back to the definition. The definition says the value of the next best alternative. So because you study, what is the next best? That would be here. So this is our opportunity cost. You are always going to choose the next best for the opportunity cost. All right. So in the next section, we're going to be discussing marginal decision making. That's where it's going to go a little bit more into why you make decisions and would you pay someone $99 to wait in line for you. Those things. All right. So I'll see you there.